Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
I don't know what a roster is. I don't understand how you're supposed to build one. Like, do I go on is a roster like guys from Tinder? Is a roster guys from the bar that I've spoken with one time? Is a roster like, do I have to hang out with them? Like, do they all have to be into me? How do you get more than one guy how do you get more than one guy to be into you? Is it like, am I talking to them? Like, have I actually met these guys on my roster? How do you build a roster? I don't understand.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. The message of this channel is to protect yourself at all times. And like I always say, in order to protect yourself, you need to know who or what to protect yourself from. Today's video is about women's demand for rosters.
I get so many requests on how to build a roster.
You guys needed help building your roster, and this is how you're gonna do it. The girls are crying, screaming, throwing up about this, y'all, and it's killing me.
Now, before we get into this, women with rosters is nothing new under the sun. 50% of women have a backup partner waiting in case their current relationship fails, says study. This is not by accident, fellas. This is female nature. Women have a natural tendency to accumulate and secure different types of assets, which may include not only material wealth, but also emotional support, social connections, and other forms of security. Now, just because it's female nature doesn't mean women get a pass for immoral behavior or the right to exploit men for their own selfish gain. Now get ready for this needed and useful information. Now let's get this highlight reel started.
Building a roster when dating is something that I believe to be a bit of an art form that I've kind of mastered. I think that it's important to not put all your eggs in one basket, to remember that you have options. So Chad's not calling you back? Guess what? Brad's ringing your line off the hook, and it's important to know that.
Chad is not calling you back? Exactly, fellas. These women are on Chad's roster, and they know it. So if Chad is not calling them, they will turn to you to keep themselves busy until Chad returns to. Women don't have rosters full of Chads.
The roster should consist of players that want to show up every day and compete. And the ones that are truly hungry are going to show up to practice early but leave late because they want to prove to you that they're the best.
Have at least 3 people in your roster, because 9 times out of 10, you don't like each and every person the same. I mean, guys really don't even really like everyone that's in their roster to the same degree either, but they master compartmentalize, so each person is serving a different purpose.
Of course, the first step is to build up that strategy. A lot of you are thinking a little too small. Think big, girl. Consider what tasks you would like to get done this fall.
Diversify. Just like how you want to diversify your portfolio in finances, right? That's the thing, right?
You want players that are fundamentally sound, meaning they have all the basics covered. You won't have to remind them of anything. They're great at communicating, and they just play their role. These are all skills needed to compete at this higher level. And if he's not competing, then he doesn't want to play.
Assign different roles to different people. Have someone who you like to go dancing with. Have someone who you like to have deep conversations with. Have someone who you just really like to look at. At the end of the day, your roster should cumulatively build the perfect person for you.
Do you need that TV hung up? You need someone to look after your dog? Start thinking like that as well, you know?
After hearing what she said, my question to you is, when was the last time you called a woman when you really needed something? I'm talking about car problems, plumbing problems, moving heavy furniture, gardening, and so on. I'll wait. Probably never. On Chad's roster, women are for recreational use only. Modern Western women generally do not offer much value to a man's life. Making your man a freaking sandwich is considered slavery. So don't be a fool and give these women your free attention while she is Chad and Tyrone on their freaking rosters. No more dinner dates. Stop being her emotional tampon. Stop being her friend.
Let's be friends. If you want a friend, lady, get a dog. Okay. And here's the thing.
Pure gold.
Location, location, location.
Once you know what you're looking for, you can figure out where you need to go to meet these people. If you want a man who's gonna give you like wealthy luxury experiences, upscale bar, upscale gym, upscale grocery store. I used to walk around that Erewhon like I lived there. I was 12-3-30ing in the Erewhon, okay?
Do not go to the same place with different people on the regular, because then you're gonna ruin that place for yourself. And you also risk running into one of your other roster members while you're on a date with a new one. And that's not a good look.
And women have the audacity to get mad at passport bros? But of course they get mad, because it's a direct insult to Western women. Men are saying if you're looking for a good quality woman, you have to leave the country. These women do not seek partners from overseas because they do not select men solely on their personality. Their selection criteria includes factors such as status and the resources a man can offer. Western men tend to rank highly in terms of both status and income, making them attractive candidates. This says a lot about the different dynamics between men and women. Check this out.
I saw a comment on a girl's post where this guy was like, oh, you modern day women, like you have a roster. That's why you're single and shit doesn't work out for you. And what I think a lot of men don't understand is like, when women get into a relationship, they don't keep the roster. They don't keep talking to them. They let them know, I'm in a relationship now. I'm not about hanging out with you anymore. It's very honest and very direct.
Oh, sure. And I heard the oceans are made of lemonade too, right? 50% of women have a backup partner waiting in case their current relationship fails. This means that the backup is aware of the woman being in a relationship. However, he is not cut off. His presence is still acknowledged. How do you know he's still available? Women will always tell on themselves. Check this out.
So when a woman gets out of the relationship and texts these guys again, they're just like, how was that love shit working out for you? And you're like, it didn't work out. And they're still down for you. It has nothing to do with like a woman entertaining people throughout her relationship. Most women don't do that. It's about like the roster is so ride or die, like they will show up. They don't care.
Why is she texting these guys after the breakup? How does she know that these guys are ride or die? Do you know why?
Why?
Because she did not cut them off. Check this out. Most Tinder users are in relationships or married. Janice, read.
The findings, published in Cyberpsychology, Behavior and Social Networking last month, reported that, aside from looking for love or casual sex, Tinder users also sought social connectedness, entertainment and distraction. Although light-hearted, seeking the temporary boost of ego and serotonin creates a game of deception, study Kotha Hermano Vera Cruz told NBC News, and it could result in disappointed singletons who seek long-term romance. Some users downloaded the app as a coping mechanism, which proved inefficient in the research.
The key word right here is light-hearted. She might not be flirting with you, but she's not telling you to piss off either. She is enjoying your free attention. Do you really think women are gonna tell you they have a roster?
Rule number 1 for building your roster: don't talk about your roster. Just remember that your roster is for you. It's for you to know that you have options. When you go to Trader Joe's and you get like a bomb selection of cheese, you don't walk around just like bringing it up in conversation, but you know it's at home, you're excited about it. Your roster is no different. It's not for you to flaunt, it's for you to know that you have.
And they say men are lost? Once a man understands that a woman can just drop him in a second for the most minuscule reasons ever, the outcome of the cost-benefit analysis will reveal that the juice is not worth the squeeze. Are you surprised young men pick their PlayStation over a woman? It's not the decision of a man that's lost. Stop Stop the foolishness. Don't give women free attention.
So it's like, I feel like there's just this like perception of having a roster that's like kind of skewed. Like, no one actually hangs out with their roster while they're in a relationship. Usually they tell the roster, I'm in a relationship. Whether the roster is there or not when they get out of the relationship, that has nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like that was so f***ed up.
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.